Hey everyone, I'm Elliot.
I'm Phineas.
And we're the Peters Bros, and we are going to count down the top 5 Stan Lee cameos. We're going to start off by saying that there will be minor spoilers for the MCU, as well as the fact that this is just our opinion. This is how we rank our top 5 favorite. Please let us know in the comments if there are any Stan Lee cameos that you really love.
And we are ranking the Stan Lee cameos in the MCU.
Yeah, so don't expect to see any cameos from the...
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. We are going to start with number 5. And number 5 on our list is Stan Lee's cameo in Thor. Thor was the 4th film in the MCU. Stan Lee's cameo in this film is hilarious. He's driving a pickup truck that gets hooked up to Mjolnir using a gigantic chain. It's crashed in the desert in New Mexico, and everyone's trying to lift it, but they can't lift it because...
Except for Stan Lee, because he's worthy. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's why they had him driving the truck, because if Stan Lee actually lifted that hammer...
But like Cap says in Age of Ultron, you put the hammer in an elevator, the elevator still goes up.
That's
the elevator's
true.
not worthy.
So is the chain not worthy, or is it the driver not worthy?
It was able to decimate Stan Lee's pickup truck.
So is the pickup truck the one that's not worthy?
The 4th one on this list is,
4th best,
coincidentally, also from a Thor film, Thor the Dark
2.
World. Stan Lee's cameo in this movie is also hilarious. Dr. Eric Selvig has been taken in because he was running around naked in Stonehenge, and he is describing to a bunch of old men what the alignment of the 9 realms looks like. And he's demonstrating with like shoes and like household objects, and it turns out that he used one of Stan Lee's shoes, and Stan Lee asks if he can have his shoe back.
It's a funny line in itself, and it just makes it funnier that it's Stan Lee. Which...
Yeah.
Everything's funnier when it's Stan Lee.
Which leads us to number 3, which also coincidentally has to do with Stan Lee. Number 3 on our list might be a lot of people's favorite because it is a great cameo. It is Stan Lee's cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. In this cameo, Stan Lee is seen conversing with the Watchers, which are a species of alien that watches every single event that happens in the Marvel universe.
Sort of like Heimdall, he can see all.
Only Heimdall is able to like influence things. The Watchers never do anything.
They just watch. They just watch it for.
And the way that you can tell when something big is going to happen is because there's a Watcher there. It's like an omen or something like that.
So whenever Stan Lee shows up, it means that it's big enough to make a movie about it. The reason this is on our list really is because, for one, Stan Lee is in outer space, and number 2, it confirms one of the biggest fan theories in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Or semi-confirmed.
Well, yeah, for the longest time, there's been this theory that he is one of the Watchers.
More specifically, Uatu, who is the Watcher who watches over Earth 616.
And has glasses and white hair and
and talks like this.
And it says Excelsior all the time. But yeah, so that confirms partially it acknowledges the fan theory and kind of pokes fun at it.
The number 2 spot goes to Ant-Man. It's partially I love it so much just because it's the most fun sequence in the film for me. His cameo comes at the very end of the movie, and it's when Luis is describing to Scott how he heard about a little job that he might be interested in with the Avengers. And I love it so much because it's so out of the ordinary. And you don't see filmmaking like this in big blockbuster movies. It's just so clever and unique, the way that it's all shot and put together.
That's really the reason why this is so high on our list, because of how hilarious Luis is and how great those sequences are. There's only 2 of them in the film.
That's kind of why I decided not to make it number 1, because the reason
isn't Stan Lee, it's Luis.
Before we get to number 1, we're gonna spit out some honorable mentions real quick. Stan Lee's cameo in Winter Soldier when he says, "I'm so fired."
I personally, Elliot doesn't really agree with me, but I personally like the cameo in Hulk when he drinks that soda with gamma-radiated blood in it. When I saw it, I stood up on the couch and I was like, he's gonna turn to the Hulk! Red Hulk is gonna be Stan Lee, and they're gonna fight, but it didn't happen.
The number 1 Stan Lee cameo in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Avengers Age of Ultron. Stan Lee is at the Avengers Tower party after they finish raiding Strucker's Hydra base. He asks Thor if he can have a drink from some of Thor's ancient Asgardian mead. It's been like
aged for 1,000 years.
It's hilarious, and Stan Lee ends up having to be carried off,
delivering
muttering
his famous catchphrase.
Overall, we just love the Marvel films. We love Stan Lee, and we'd love to hear from you guys. So, if you have a different list, please comment down below and let us know. If you're a Marvel fan, or a Stan Lee fan, or a Peters Bros fan, like this video, share it with your friends and family, subscribe, and don't forget to tell your enemies that we are Noodle Dance. Awesome.
Okay, sure.